orang di Aceh, Sumatera Utara, dan Sumatera Barat terputus kontak dari dunia luar. Ratusan jembatan hancur, tower komunikasi rusak, listrik terputus, dan akses jalan darat tertimbun longsor yang terjadi di penjuru Sumatera. Hanya dalam waktu 24 jam, struktur daratan Sumatera berubah total menjadi bentuk yang baru. Aliran sungai berubah bentuk, perbukitan dan lembah berubah arah. Semua orang kebingungan karena jalan yang biasa mereka lalui hilang entah kemana. Ini bukan bencana biasa. Ini bukan terjadi di satu area atau beberapa kota saja. Luas dari bencana ini mencakup 3 provinsi, yang bahkan lebih luas daripada seluruh Pulau Jawa. Bisa dibayangkan manusia yang terdampak bukan hanya di kota-kota besar, tapi di banyak daerah-daerah terpencil yang mungkin nggak pernah kita perhitungkan keberadaannya.
Good afternoon, Campus English viewers. My name is Desil Samaharani and you are watching Campus English News Report, live from Islamic State University, Sunan Gunung Jati, Bandung. Today, we bring a special coverage titled Voices from the Campus, Students' Perspective on Sumatra's Disaster. From floods and landslides to forest fires and the controversial use of elephants for local transportation, disaster in Sumatra continue to shape public discussion. Many students question the urgency of environmental protection, the government's response, and how industry should be held responsible. To understand these issues, better let's go straight to our field report, Nura, who is currently on campus with 2 student respondents. Take it away, Nura.
Alright, thank you, Desti. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nura, reporting from the main campus park of UIN Sunan Gunung Jati, Bandung. Behind me are students who have actively followed the latest developments on disaster issues in Sumatra. Today, I'll be speaking with 2 respondents to gather their opinion, concerns, and suggestions related to these disasters.
Well, in my opinion, the situation in Sumatra is extremely alarming. I think the disasters happen not only because of natural factors, but also because of human activities, especially land clearing and irresponsible logging. Many experts also mention that climate change makes floods and fires more intense. So I strongly believe that environmental enforcement in Sumatra needs to be much stricter.
Oh, it's a strong point. Recently, the government highlighted the use of elephant to help move large logs in disaster-prone areas. For the second question, how do you see this cycle? Is it effective or concerning?
To be honest, I think it's concerning. Using elephants might be traditional and creative, but it raises serious ethical questions. Elephants are already treated and involving them in heavy labor, especially in unsafe and demanding environments could endanger them further. In my view, the government and companies should invest in safe, modern, and ethical equipment instead of relying on wildlife.
Alright, thank you, Daika. For the last question, what should the government priorities to prevent future disasters?
I believe in the priority should be long-term environmental planning, not just emergency actions. This includes stricter supervision of plantations, punishment for illegal burning, transparency from companies, and community education. Without that, we'll just repeat the same disasters.
Alright, thank you, Daika. Now I will speak with another student who has also followed the recent policies and humanitarian response in Sumatra. Thank you. So now I'm with Elsa. There has been a lot of discussion about how government officials respond to the latest disaster in Sumatra, from sending emergency aid to monitoring plantation companies. So for the first question, do you think these actions are effective?
Well, I
appreciate that the government shows up quickly, but effectiveness is another question. Sometimes the aid is late or the coordination is unclear, and many students feel that companies involved in lead burning are not punish strongly enough. So for me, the actions are good, but they are not consistent.
Wow, interesting. So students online say that disasters in Sumatra are getting worse each year. Do you agree with that, and why?
Yes, I agree because the patterns keep repeating. Every year there's a fire, then haze, then floods. It means the root causes haven't been fixed. If the government, companies, and communities don't work together seriously, then the situation will continue to escalate. So I think strong collaboration and policy enforcement are urgently needed.
Alright, thank you for your insight, Elsa. Now let's return to our main presenter in the studio. Back to you, Desti. Bye-bye. Thank you, Nora, and thank you to both respondents for sharing your thoughtful opinions. Today's discussion shows that students are not only aware of the disaster in Sumatra, they are deeply concerned about environmental ethics with life protection, corporate responsibility, and government performance. As future leaders, our voices matter. We must continue to push for transparency, stronger policies, and sustainable solutions. I'm Destel Samaharani, and this has been Campus English News Report. Thank you for watching and see you in the next coverage.
Bencana ini bukan sekadar air yang meluap. Ini adalah akibat ketika alam sudah kehilangan kesabarannya. Kita boleh membangun jembatan baru, rumah baru, jalan baru. Tapi, kalau kita tidak memperbaiki cara kita menjaga ekosistem yang sudah terbangun oleh alam selama ribuan tahun, bencana ini akan semakin sering terjadi di tahun-tahun ke depan. Semoga kali ini kita tidak hanya merasa kasihan, tapi benar-benar berubah. Untuk mereka yang kehilangan, kami turut menyampaikan duka yang sedalam-dalamnya.